Reloading bench. Make sure you say hi. I'm going to try to get the chat right there. All we're doing today is crimping all those 308 rounds that I've done. I've got, about 340, 350 of them. I had 600 bullets. I shot 50 of them. I had 50 loaded up that I pulled, and they had the dent from them being pulled on them. So that's all we're doing tonight is crimping and seeing what we can get. And so yeah, just gonna put it in the thing and crimp it. So got a nice, on the tighter side of medium crimp on there. That's what I like to do. What's up, PC Bullet Empire? How you doing? Long time no see. Glad you're back. So yep, so that's all we're doing. Giving me freedom seeds for my AR-10. So that's all we're doing. So I'm going to be on here until I can get all of these done. What's up, Keith Gregory? So we're just going to be doing and talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. So make sure you, if you're watching, you put something in the comments that you want to talk about, because that's what we're doing. I'm just crimping. I like a Lee factory crimp die. I like a slightly on the medium tightness of crimp, where I can barely tell that the case is done. I've noticed that that's waterproof, because when I dropped my 6.5 that's what happened. And I left out my camera's not focusing on me, but that's okay. It's just a cell phone plugged in right now, so y'all want to talk, we can talk. Otherwise, I'm going to get these crimps done. I've only got, several hundred to do. I've got about, I think I want to say it's 230 or 40 of these Lake City brass that I bought from Top Brass. It's all Lake City. Most of it's 22. So I'm going to sort the brass and maybe the ammo by weight and see how well they group at 100 yards. I know that I did the bullet test for weight, which, by the way, if you haven't seen my shorts on the bullet, like, I was getting 1,000 to 2,000 views a day, and now YouTube's just, straddling those back. So, yeah, not cool. Not cool, YouTube. So sorry for the background noise. What's up, Daniel Ravenstar? See any gold bear? Not yet. Hey, good to see you, man. What's up, Jareth? Good to see you. Plumbing, Missouri, in transit. Cool, man. You're all over the place. I love it when YouTube doesn't show me all the chats. So anyway, yeah, just finishing this massive reloading project for 308. So gonna start on the do that. What's up, Dusty Bowhunter? Hello from West Virginia. Cool, man. How you doing? I'm not a bow hunter, but I should be. Rifle reloading seems so much more complex than straight wall pistol reloading. It's actually easier. It's way easier because you don't have to do any case mouth expanding and make sure that's correct. On non-straight wall and bottleneck cartridges, you don't have to do that. Any thoughts on an ideal 308 load for long range? First of all, whatever your rifle likes. I mean, if your rifle shoots 130 grain TTSX really good, or 125 grain Accubons, if it shoots them and keeps them at MOA or less out to 600 yards, 800 yards, whatever you want to shoot, first of all, that's what you go with, whatever your rifle likes. Now, chances are those bullets will get blown by the wind and open up and have more spin drift because they're more initial speed and all that kind of stuff. So, saw a new Marlin Ruger lever. Do I go for it? Yes, and there's a deal on PSA I just posted on my MeWe site, dude. So it's T2BRFU. Yeah, so do that. I believe it's a 1 in 12 twist scar. I would look at your 168 grains or 155 grain match stuff. You can still find the Hornady Black or Hornady Tap 155 grain AMAX. That would probably be the ideal one for a 1 in 12 twist. So, why would they make the scar 1 in 12 twist? I thought all modern 308s made in the last 15 years are 1 in 10. So, I need to learn to bow hunt because it's so much easier on that road up there on the Hall Road. You want to come up there and kill caribou on my tag, Dusty? Dusty bow hunter? Have you tried 55 grain 4 Scott Tui? I used it on the. Oh, cool! You used it on a hog. I have not tried it. I have a box over here to test. I have not tried it, so we'll see. I'm gonna do a best like home defense type thing. So. Yeah, 1 in 12. Oh, wow. Yeah, should be 1 in 10. Is it a Scar S? Is it the long barrel? Or is it the 17 with the 16-inch barrel? And you know those are optics killers, though. The way the recoil works with that rail so close and built into the receiver type thing, it kills optics. So get you something good. Get you something really string. 710H. Okay, so it's the 16-inch barrel. Second while I make stuff easier for me. I put all these shells up here where I don't have to bend over every time. What's up, David Posey? How you doing? Yeah, if you're shooting, first of all, you're going to lose velocity. The Arkin or whatever optic has held 0 so far. Yeah, I just got an Arkin optic into test. I'm waiting. I put a short up today, but I'm waiting on only Patreon members can see it because I'm waiting on the stuff. Yep, pretty much, Dusty Bowhunter. That's correct. If you've ever just look up the Dalton Highway bow hunt for caribou, and if you want to do it. You know, I can't buy your license. I don't make enough money on YouTube to buy your license and your plane ticket. But if you want to do it, we'll split gas up there from my house flying to Anchorage. Thinking about getting a new Ruger SFAR. Would you pick 6.5 Creedmoor or 308? Depends on what you're going to use it for. If it's the long barrel, you want to use it for long range shooting. I definitely think you would go 6.5 Creedmoor. If you want short barrel carbine type thing or 18-inch battle rifle, you definitely go 308. Because in the shorter barrels, 308 does not lose near as much velocity. And I'm going to do a video about that. I was thinking about filming it instead of doing this tonight. But kind of is what it is. I do like that crimping is just once you set it up, it's good. Any thoughts? Do you think the 400 Legend will be a good caliber? I think it is a good caliber, but do I think it's going to be a caliber that sticks around? I don't know, but it is a good caliber. I mean, 10mm Magnum rifle round. What could be wrong with that? And I wish somebody would send me a upper to test. I would test in a heartbeat, but I'd have to handle the ammo. I can't find anything else. Any thoughts on a good bolt action? I was looking at 300 Win Mag. Are you doing long range shooting or are you hunting with it, Jared? Sorry, Jareth. Sorry, my best friend's Jared. So, what's your favorite barrel length on AR-15 for all around applications? On Honestly, it's a toss-up between 16 and 18 or 14.5 with a pin and weld. Thoughts on 6.5 PRC? I've done several on the channel. If you hand load, it's a great cartridge. Most of the factory load stuff is watered down, and it is a very accurate cartridge. Okay, so you're gonna like to try to do long range, Jareth. I would say definitely do the Bergara HMR. I've got one in 6.5 Creedmoor. The one in 300 Win Mag's pretty heavy, but you know it's a $1,000 to $1,100 gun. With the right ammo, it'll get you half MOA. You know, I broke my barrel in and got half MOA with my favorite load, 127 grain Barnes LRX factory load, right out of the box. Killed a caribou at 300 yards. I haven't shot it past 300 yards, but you know, for a hunting rifle, you know, 300 yards is about max for 6.5 Creedmoor on big game. And yeah, I like it a lot as far as a consistent, not gonna mess up bolt action rifle. And it really likes the Hornady Precision Hunter ELDX too. It really likes that, probably even better than the 127 grain LRX. The 127 grain LRX is just a way better hunting bullet, not even close. But if they do those fun matches again in the Alaska shooting club, I'm gonna try ELDX with I'm gonna go buy a few boxes of ELDX to shoot and get everything cool. So cool, I found a bunch of brass for it. Oh, cool. Yeah, 6.5 PRC. Thoughts on the Ruger American Gen 2? I've heard they didn't fix the main problem, which was the crappy stocks on the forend, the way the thing sits. So yeah, yeah, Jareth, you will not be disappointed if you go 300 Win Mag or 300 PRC is arguably better. Okay, so let's pretend this is a 300 Win Mag right here. Okay, it's not, but at the neck of the casing on a 300 Win Mag, okay, it is 0.308, but down here at the shoulder, it is 0.315. And then you have the different shoulder angle, and that's where 300 PRC corrects those. It's 0.308 up here, and it's 0.308 down here, and it's got that better shoulder angle that the 6.5 Creedmoor has and stuff like that. So if you're going to do long range shooting and you hand load, or it's available in your area, 300 PRC is going to be a lot better in that same thing. So. Dusty Boner, yes, I killed my first moose this year. You need to start looking at my shorts feed. Yeah, I killed my first moose with and you probably got 500 pounds of meat off that big boy. It was huge. 400 to 500 pounds of meat. So, it's a hard to get out too, because you can't turn one of those guys over. So you need to hook a four-wheeler up or come along or something, turn them over. Yeah, but I got my first moose this year. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at more of a sniper setup because I need a good bolt action that I can also hunt with. Well, 300 Win Mag would be better for hunting because there's more factory ammo available for it. It's not just Hornady ammo, CX, ELDX, and ELDM, which is pretty much what you get in 300 PRC. I think some other ammo, I think you can get some Nosler ammo in 300 PRC now, so you can get an Accubon long range or something like that. So having said all that, yeah, I think 300 PRC is better, but if you also want to hunt with it, then you probably want to go Win Mag, especially if you don't do that. Would 77 grain open tip match be a good round for hogs? Test it and see if it fragments. If it fragments, no. If it penetrates and holds together, yes. Open tip match bullets are generally not good for hunting because they either fragment, really fragment, or they banana and tumble a little bit, but don't expand very much and may or may not put something down. I've seen match bullets do both. in some old testing I did before when I lived in Mississippi, a long time ago. Talking like 14 years ago now, 13 years ago. So, kind of is what it is. I don't know why YouTube doesn't show me all the stuff. All rounds are decent for hogs. Love from Texas. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. If it wounds them, gets them out. There you go. Yeah, so Dusty Bowhunter, if you want to come hunt moose, we can come hunt moose. But you're going to need a rifle where we go, because you might have 600-700 yard shots. You're not going to stock up on one of those very easily. And you want a pack raft. You want a pack raft. Think about trying Peterson brass. Anybody have experience with their brass? I just posted some links to it up on Twitter and I think just Twitter, but yeah. So it's supposed to be good stuff. Did I get the TC contender working? It's not mine. That is my cameraman's. I don't know. He's got a couple more of them now, I think. So congratulations on your moose as well. Thank you, sir. What's a pack raft? So a pack raft is a small raft that's highly durable, but very light, made out of 420 denier or whatever it is. And like my small one weighs 7 pounds, so you can put it in a hunting pack pretty easily. And yeah, 7 pounds is a lot of weight, but it's a lot less weight when you raft out a stream to take your meat in instead of carry your meat all the way to the car on your back. So it's a lot less weight than that. So what I do in general is I'll hike in somewhere and pack raft out somewhere. So I have. So, hello, just got back from the trap line. No dice today. Oh man, is the 22 Creedmoor going to be successful? I think so. I think it's going to keep a niche in like small round precision shooting matches, PRS matches, varmint hunters. Buffman Range got his. He got an 18-inch or 19-inch barrel, something like that. 16 or 17. It was odd. It was like 18.5 or 19-inch barrel. But I think he's calling it 18 now on his channel. But he got one in 22 Creedmoor, and his 62 grain bullet M8581 was going like 3,500 or 3,490, something really close to 3,500 in an 18-inch barrel. And I got a 26-inch barrel in 22-250, and the best I'm getting is about 3,650 with the same bullet. So for the barrel length difference, his is definitely more powerful. And I thought about 22 Creedmoor at the time, and you know, that might be the way to go if you really want to push those bullets fast. So I'd look at it for sure. 22 Creedmoor is going to be fun. It's going to be fast. There you go. Well, now this is a bit. I divided all of my brass into like. This is all Lake City, and the other stuff was like all mixture of Hornady Federal and other stuff. Then I got PMC brass over here, so I've got all this sorted by brass. So I'm hoping that'll do well. Accidentally loaded one of those bullets that was pulled, so you can see how much it was pulled there and squeezed. Oh well. Have fun shooting that one. That's Screaming Still. No, it's not supported by Hornady. Well, that's a good reason. Hopefully 22 Creedmoor gets as cheap as the 6mm Creedmoor. Yeah. Yeah, if it was supported by Hornady, it'd be all right. But so reloading Weatherby, when you gonna get an AR-10, man? I think AR-10's more up your alley than AR-15. I think you like that kind of 308 FUD cartridge a little bit more than you would like a, 6.5 Grendel or something you could actually hunt with in an AR-15. You know, so when you get an AR-10. Any thoughts on using small primer rifle brass for hunting rounds? I've heard there's issues with colder temperatures, but I haven't loaded yet. So I've heard there can be pressure issues, so you need to, reload and check that like you would anything else. But I do hear they get more velocity because the pressure is higher. So there is that as well. So just depends on what you want to do there. Same time you get a 3378 Weatherby. Yeah, it's going to be a while with my medical bills, buddy. Going to be a while. And an AR-10 ain't nowhere near as expensive as a 3378. And you can get your Palmetto State for less than $800. Usually less than $700 if you want to buy the parts and put them together. It's even cheaper than that. But yeah, there is that. And then, if you want a 6.5 Creedmoor, I'll sell you my 6.5 Creedmoor upper cheap. Do you think a high shoulder shot with a muzzle loader would work, or does it not have enough velocity? Depends on your bullet construction. If you're using a copper bullet, or you're using something that holds together, yes. It doesn't. No. Somehow I knew you would pass on the, on the Lord's caliber 6.5 Creedmoor that you need to repent of your things. So I'm kidding, Lord. It's a joke. I love you. So. Anyway, just saying. Yeah, I actually shot it the other day, though, with ELDM. That was good, though. That's good. Like, I'm really thinking about pulling. Do you ever use muzzle loaders? No, I do not. I don't like fooling with them. I don't like the cleaning. I love my AR-10 and 308. I love my AR-10 and 308. I've only shot it once at 100 yards, though, since I've only had it about 6 months now. And when I shot it once at 100 yards, it was, the first group was not that good. The second group was 3/4 of an inch with that North Fork stuff. So I didn't show the first group, but you can't complain about 3/4 of an inch. I love muzzle loaders. Yeah, there's some muzzle loading tags that you can get, and gives you a better chance of actually getting a bull moose. So I've been thinking about getting a muzzle loader because of that. What I would want is one of them break action muzzle loaders that you can also get like a 243 barrel for or something like that. I don't know if CVA still makes those, or no, it was New England that made those a long time ago. Kind of be cool to have a muzzle loader and 22 barrel and everything else on there. So. So one thing I love is when you're not using a powder that has compressed charge, you can double check each one by like this. Has anyone in here had a 300 WSM in an AR-10? I have not. Don't you have to get specific magazines, because that casing is not going to fit in a regular magazine correctly, stacked correctly in a regular magazine? I would imagine that would be the main issue. And you probably want an adjustable gas block for the extra pressure. Thompson Center makes the interchangeable barrels. Okay. I have to look at those, Dusty Bow Hunter. Why isn't the 243 Win more popular in AR-10s? I've heard Magpul 118 have a little longer overall lengths. Okay, for the 118 max, that's good. 243 in AR-10s. First of all, I think it'd be fun. Same thing with 7mm 08. But you got to remember, AR-10s are expensive to build. There are a lot of parts. They're easy to build. They're easy to put together, but the machining on the actual parts is not as easy, or it's probably a bolt action, but putting the parts together is way easier than putting together a bolt action. And yeah, so kind of is what it is as far as that's concerned. Yeah, 243 would be awesome. I don't know why it's not more popular. DPMS was offering it for a while in a youth hunter model, whatever, or hunter model. They had a hunter model which you could get in 308, 708. This is before the 6.5 Creedmoor was popular. 243 and 338 Federal, and that's another one that should be more popular. Is 338 Federal. Probably order me a 338 Federal barrel or something like that for my. Replace that 22-250 since I won't do crap on body armor unless it's 3+ steel. My next investment is a semi-auto 12 gauge. I've never owned a semi-auto shotgun, only pump actions. Yeah, so this AK JTS type was 338 Federal would be good in Alaska reloading Weatherby. This JTS AK 12 gun gauge shot I'm gonna have. I've made a couple shorts on it. I'm gonna do a full review video later. But I got it because it was a good deal. Because when I first saw them, they were $5.99 in the shops, and I thought, oh, that's a good price. And they actually have a reputation for working if you adjust the gas system properly. Apparently, it doesn't like really heavy recoiling rounds because I shot the Black Magic Magnums through it and it was dropping the 10-round mag out. So I'll have to try them again in the 5-round mag, which seems a little bit more secure in the gun. So we'll see how it works and all that. But anyway, it's going to be a good shotgun. It runs just fine with the 5-rounders and birdshot kind of thing. So heavy birdshot. So it's like, well, if I can shoot the heavy birdshot out of the 10-rounders, well, now I've got a good reliable firearm for giving other people during SHTF. So if you're gonna arm your neighbors, I have a few neighbors that would probably need it. Most of mine wouldn't, but if you're gonna arm your neighbors during SHTF, you arm them with shotguns, maybe a pistol if they can shoot a pistol well, because you don't want to waste your ammo training them to shoot a pistol well. And the reason why you arm them with shotguns is because you can reach their house with your rifles, and they can't reach your house if they betray you with the shotgun. So if they give you over to the feds or something like that. See what y'all talked about. Shotgun is breaching or hunting. That's about it, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. Why are there no 9mm? Because it uses. Yeah. First of all, I wouldn't want one that doesn't use a magazine. That's dumb. No offense to you, Centerfire Go Boom, but I would not want one that uses a tube. I'd much rather have one that uses a magazine. I could use any type of ammo I wanted, included like the pointed Hornety stuff, the critical defense and duty, which I know it's a rubber tip, but things still happen sometimes. No, I'd want a magazine, because why would I want to limit myself to like 14 rounds in a tube when I could have 30 rounds in a magazine? That's dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah, that lever action there is a cool lever action. But it's a fun gun. There's no legitimate point to it. So that's all I got to say about that. 338 Federal Brass was available at Starline. There you go. I need to look at some 22-250 brass from Starline. See if that'll give me better accuracy. Let's see what we got here. Thanks to thoughts on 22 WMR pistol for self-defense. Absolutely not. Rimfire. Yeah. So I wouldn't bet my life on rimfire. Better than a sharp stick, that's for sure. But no, it's rimfire. You might get 20-30 rounds in some of those magazines. Yeah, it's like no. And none of them, the PMR 30 is known for jamming, and the Walther, Bullets for Bucks did a thing. The Walther is known for jamming. So, kind of is what it is. Why is 5.7 by 28 ammo so expensive? Supply and demand, because the supply got very low and the demand's high, because it's fun to shoot. What's up, Scott Leaper? How you doing? What's up? Way too many times I've pulled the trigger on. Yeah, I've had it happen to me while hunting on 22 long or Magnum, and it goes click, bad primer. Yep, I've had it happen. I pulled the trigger on a squirrel and it went click. My old Marlin 60, I remember that. From the Big Laser Creek Wildlife Management Area in Georgia. Wish 357 SIG was cheaper. Yeah, me too. Got the dies around here somewhere. So. Somebody tried the Peterson long brass in 300 Win Mag? They still making that? I missed anything. Friend had a DPMS Q43 and it shot well below MOA. Nice. DS, thanks for being a channel member, by the way. Appreciate that. You're like one of my 2 channel members. I appreciate it. Yep. Patreon and channel membership. Channel membership just helps the regular YouTube money. Like, I don't see necessarily the difference, but yeah. Do you have any tumbling Fort Scott 308? It looks like it would be a devastating round against brown bear. I do not. I did do a video on the 7mm 08 tumbling stuff, and I will never. I am not trusting that. I'm not. It was so inaccurate. I got a 2-inch group at 50 yards with the 120 grain Barnes TTSX. I got a inch group at 100 yards. So, like, it's so inaccurate. I mean, up close and personal, I'd rather have a 45-70, or if I'm using a semi-auto, just give me 150 grain full metal jacket. That's all you really need for a brown bear. Just pump about 50 rounds in them. So, what 22 WMR rifle would you go with? I'd probably go CZ these days. They're really accurate, very reliable. I have an old Marlin 782 that I bought from a neighbor. But if I wanted a bolt action, I would go with the CZ. If I'm looking for accuracy, yeah. That's probably what I would go with. You know, the only other real choice for a quality gun, in my opinion, is a Henry. I mean, not a lot of people make a 22 Magnum these days. I mean, you got Savage, and I've had issues with Savage rifles. They shoot. I killed. I mean, my 6.5 by 284 had issues. I killed my moose with it. I shouldn't have taken it because it had issues. If I had gotten in a bear fight, I would have had maybe one shot with it, and I'd had to pull out my 44, my Glock 29, all that kind of stuff. No, nothing, centerfire go booms, nothing that, creates artificial light within the scope is legal in Alaska, so no. And during hunting, see, like if you want to hunt coyotes all summer long, you don't need it, so. No worries, Jared. Each weapon has its place. If I was in the woods of Idaho, I'd feel okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Every little caliber that was ever created had its own niche. Don't get me wrong, but I'm in a world of modern rifles and body armor, and shotgun has its limits. Yeah, that's true. But people have faces too. So, you shot a 460 rolling. Yeah, I got several videos on the channel, Ross. Got several videos on the channel. 4 or 5 videos, I want to say. Each caliber has its place, like a good wrench. Yeah. But if you're going to need one caliber to do everything, do it all, yeah, I'd say 300 Winchester Magnum for anything to do it all. No, drones are not legal for locating game up here. Drones, helicopters, not legal. Ross, if you're going to do a 460 rolling, I recommend doing it on a Springfield XDM. I think that has the least amount of problems. If you could dodge a wrench. Good one. What's your favorite AR-15 caliber for all around? In an AR-15 for all around. So all around includes home defense, out to 300-yard hunting. I don't think any of those calibers get enough energy on distance farther than that. Maybe 350 Legend could be stretched to 400, or 6.5 Grendel or something like that can stretch to 400, but it's not going to be ideal. I would say my favorite AR-15 caliber, I'm going to just say I like 5.56. I think, you know, if you have a good 20-inch accurate rifle, not the FNX. Well, I've shot one of those too, and it did okay, but Chook just bought one, and it's a piece of junk. So, just kind of is what it is. I never saw any issues out of the one I was shooting, but I've heard from many people that if you're going to do the rolling conversion, do it on a Springfield XDM. Get the 5.5-inch barrel, 5.25-inch barrel model, and then get that 6-inch barrel that sticks out of it, and get those, because you're not going to get the ballistics of a 460 rolling in a 4.5-inch barrel. You'll be about 50 to 150 feet per second short, depending on the load. So, I have a good video on 460 Roland with the 115 grain or 120 grain. Yeah, 120 grain Lehigh Extreme Defenders, all copper bullets. We were getting in the 1910s, 1920s. That's pretty fast. And the thing is, though, I can get better with 10 millimeter and 100 grain bullets and get up in the 21s, 2000s and 21s. So it's like, I can have a more reliable gun with 10 millimeter. And most loads are going to be more reliable, and most guns are going to be more reliable than that. Yeah, check out your 460 stuff. Yep. Appreciate it, brother. go. About to get this first batch of 220 something, 230 something pieces of brass that were good from that top brass stuff. About to get that all finished, crimped up. Yeah, I think 5.56 is just like out to 300 yards. It moves so fast that, like, I've been in a windstorm in Mississippi and I was trying to account for the wind and I was missing all the time accounting for the wind. I just aimed dead on, and dadgummit if I didn't actually hit it. It's just moving so fast out to 300 yards, you're not going to really have to worry about it. So David Thompson, good evening, Alaska from North Carolina. Cool. That's where my brother lives right now. He just gave me Chapel Hill. He lives in Chapel Hill, so I think he works for the school, kind of thing. Could be wrong. Sad to see Paul in his current state. You and him have taught me a lot. Awesome. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I'm glad that he's not dead yet, but I'm glad everybody's helping him out, because he's not my favorite YouTuber by any means, but he's definitely there. You think an ammo crisis happens this year? I don't think we're out of the last ammo crisis from 2020. I just think it's better. I mean, primers are $80 to $100 instead of $40. We ain't out of the ammo crisis. So I don't think there's any definition where we're out of it. I think we have better supply than we did have, but I don't think there's any definition where we are out of it. All right, starting the next batch, I got 107 with PMC brass. I would have had more, but I loaded the North Fork bullets with PMC brass, so. Any thoughts on black powder? I'm not a black powder guy. If you get extra seasons or specific tags you can draw for in your state with black powder, then yeah, use it. I prefer modern rifles. I think they're better for lots of reasons. When are you going to get a hold of Chuke's TH10 and test it with some heavy loads? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We're talking about something else right now. I have not loaded 22 Creedmoor. I'm a 22 250 guy. Embrace the smoke. I like it. Yeah, Chuck, jacked up powder big time too. Yeah. I have a 16-inch Ruger American Ranch, and I found it more fun to shoot than my 16-inch AR-15. I guess I just love bolt actions more. Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't mind having the 22-inch Ruger American if it were loaded for 5.56 and not just 223. I believe I've seen models that were both, but they need to put it in a 223 Wild. I was just thinking black powder for SHTF. No. When ammo runs dry, no. You buy all your reloading supplies now. All right. When ammo runs dry, you need to be using a crossbow. But, like, you buy all your reloading stuff now and you stock up now. If you're still alive when ammo runs dry, you've done good. Apocalypse scenario, 5.56 or 7.62 by 39. Here where I live, 5.56, I'm near a military base. Is there 7.629 around? Yes, but it's in private hands. And I'm not going after it, you know. And I'm not going after the military base either, but I can pick up stuff that somebody else went after. So it's like, you know, 308, 5.56. I would much rather have 308 Winchester than 5.56 because I live where if I have to go out of my house, I need something I can take down a brown bear or a moose with relatively quickly. So kind of is what it is there. Use Ruger Red Hawk and the Super Red Hawk. So the Super Red Hawk has a little bit thicker frame. They're both good. Just depending, do you want it heavy or do you want it and be able to take heavier rounds, or do you want to be able to take those heavier rounds but you got to shoot them sparingly? Yeah. 5.56 is more common than 7.62. Yeah. 7.62 NATO is the way to go. I told you before, Chuck, my Remington 22 250 Model 78 new one is the most accurate rifle out of all at 250 yards. Bullets touch 109. Yeah, that's great. I wish mine were that accurate. Mine can't even get into touch 100 yards. So I'm gonna try some different things pretty soon here and see if I can get anything. I got some 55 grain factory VMAX. I'm gonna kind of see how accurate those are. And I've been thinking about, like, since the M855A1s won't go through level 4, you know, if I do need 22-250 for SHTF and Pearson body armor, level 3 plus steel stuff, I've been thinking about loading 55 grain full metal jackets. They're cheap, they're available. What are y'all saying? Hunter, yeah, I want to get into black powder. It's just fun, and I can make my own powder and balls. Yeah, if you want to get into it because it's fun, that's great. But I would not get into it for when the ammo runs out during SHTF. No, that to me is not the smartest of ideas, because you'd be better off spending all the money you spend on black powder on having powder and primers and bullets now. So, and or a crossbow, because you can recover. You could possibly recover your arrow and still use it, you know? Maybe not, but, you know, crossbow with, you know, 50 to 100 bolts that you're got it sighted in with, and you know what you're doing. Yeah, I'd do that for sure. Yeah, black powder's worth every penny for the best part of the rut for deer. Yeah, now that makes sense. Oh, no, it would not be my go-to. I'm not talking about your go-to. I'm just saying, why worry about armor piercing? I'm high or low. Yeah, there's that. There is that. Shoulders. What's your favorite defensive pistol round? 10 millimeter. Try H380 or IMR 4895. Yeah, H380 is my go-to, and with 62 grain TTSX, I got like 1.25 inches. That's the best I've gotten out of that gun. I just don't think that McGowan barrel is very accurate. Yeah. Well, it's a new year. You got any more kids on the way? No, not yet. 10 millimeters king. Yeah, we're not really thinking about that. We're just practicing. A little bit here and there. It'd be an oops if we did, but oh well. She's got enough hands with that. Underwood does real 10 millimeters. Most of the time, they have had some lot numbers where they weren't get that. I bought an air gun just to have another SHTF tool. Lexan FF50 with a can attached. It's extremely quiet. Yeah, so you can you can buy air guns with silencers because they're not firearms, and it can be extremely quiet, and you can get some high pressured air loads that are very deadly. So yeah. Chuck, you're right about your 2250 bullet stabilizing wobble, no accuracy. Yeah, it's I'm hoping I had one scope screw that was a little weird. It might have been tightened too tight, and I could not get it out. Had to almost drill through my receiver trying to drill that screw out. Excuse me, AI. Yeah, get it. Yeah, fill it with a bike pump that most companies supply. There you go. That's a better idea to me than black powder for after ammo runs out. Way better. Because you can get the pellets really cheap, I think, and they make 30, 40, 50 caliber guns these days. How did you do hunting season go last year? My caribou hunt was terrible. It was fun, but it was terrible. We didn't get anything. And I got a moose. I mean, Corey, you got to check out my shorts feed. I got a moose. There's a moose on there. What do you think of Black Rain Ordnance AR-15s? Yeah, it's definitely not a rough ride. Black Ordnance? I've never heard anything bad about them. I've seen them and they look quality. I've never shot one. They seem to be in that good mid-range price of an AR-15. So, good quality. They're in that 1,000 to 1,500. You know, they're not your LMTs at 3,400 or your Daniel Defense at 2,000 or anything like that. But they are definitely good quality. I mean, would it be something I'd take to Afghanistan tomorrow? No, but you know, I'm not going to ever do that, so I'm not worried about it. If I had to go fight the Guawul through the Stargate tomorrow, would I take it? Probably. Maybe see. Are thermal monoculars allowed in Alaska? I don't know. I don't know. You're not allowed to use them on a rifle to hunt. So. I would not tell the game warden you had it. How's that? How's that for an answer? I have to actually look up the regulations on that. Shook's a better person to know. He knows the regulations better. Always forget in the shorts. Yeah. If you look at shorts from back in September, you'll find it. So, can't believe I got that big moose. So, first moose I got. What would be your top 5 AR picks over 2K? Over 2K, the 6-spear would be my first choice. I think it's a very highly reliable weapon. They make it in 300 blackout or make an AR-10 in 308, which would probably be my first choice, but that's not your question. So it's very, very, very reliable. I think it's a great system. That would be my first choice. Having the HK would be my next choice. So it is I can't remember the name now, but what do they call it? The piston driven one for something. But I've actually held one in my hands that was $3,500 at Cabela's. You know, the HK would probably be second. Daniel Defense would probably be third. 416, that's it. HK 416. Thank you, JD. What would I do without y'all? I have a bad memory. Yeah. Oh, so if y'all hadn't heard or hadn't checked my Instagram feed, I did have my biopsy come back negative for cancer. I just thought I'd tell y'all that while I'm in the middle of this question. So next, yeah, Daniel Defense, Lewis Machine and Tool. And then probably one of the Patriot Ordnance Firearms with the carbon fiber barrel makes it expensive. I think they're pretty good as well. So got a Gawk, got a HIMAR 223, so expensive, yeah. They are. You know, there's nothing wrong for civilian use with the $1,000 AR-15 or a $500 AR-15. If it works, you know, get it. I have a couple PSAs. My defensive rifle is an Arrow JT distributing build. That Ruger 5.56, top of the line, never missed fire to jam. I have seen some of them that do though. So yeah, just gotta be careful with them. You gotta test them. That's why you gotta test them. Yeah, I need to get a press to get all my 223 done, because that's gonna be a pain in the butt getting all my 223 done. But we'll see. Thank you, and God bless you on your tests coming back good. Yeah, thank you. When you're weighing your bullets to reload, when they have more than 0.1 or 2 grain difference, 1 or 2 grain difference, do you split them in different lots? And if so, what weight difference and do you segregate? I have not, no. I've never had one have a 1 or 2 grain difference. The most I've seen is 0.9 in all my weighing, so kind of is what it is. 0.9. If you practice with your rifle, you can always get a better one for free. There you go. Trust my builds on my over factory guns. Yeah, me too, for the most part. So, and I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to be carrying an extra bolt carrier group in my AR-10, because I do not trust that failed 0 bolt carrier group. Even though it was just the extractor, the extractor was bad, and I put a Wilson Combat extractor kit in it, and it's great. It runs great now. It will not run in the 22-250 still. It's still horrible in the 22-250. So this kind of is what it is. Oh yeah, 223 VMAX is good on Coyotes 3 to 400. You will see the VMAX start to not expand at about 550 to 600 yards. I was trying milk jugs one day, and I was going, why aren't these milk jugs exploding? I know I'm hitting them. The wind isn't right. Everything. I know I've got to be hitting them. Got down there, and there was bullet holes in them, and they were just pouring out water. I couldn't see it through the scope at that distance. So, like, definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend that you use VMAX for that application. And the 60 grain VMAX, I wish they made like a 70 grain VMAX. That'd be kind of awesome. 60 grain VMAX would be ideal at say you get a little bit better penetration with the bigger bullet. So 60 grain VMAX would be pretty ideal as well. You'll drive yourself quite away in bullet tips. I'm a big time reloading. A few tens of a grain make no difference, in my opinion. Yeah, there is that. I only weigh those to get extra content on my channel, which is not doing very well. Apparently, like the first 2 or 3 got 3,000 views, and the next 2 people aren't watching. My shorts feed, is not going out there. So, I don't know what's happening to it, but people aren't watching it. Does anyone manufacture a case making machine someone can use at home? I don't know. Where you pour in the hot brass at the right mixture. I'm sure you'd have to have a kiln or some type of forge or something like that for melting the brass. Only they have factory 308 VMAX on the market, and they're 6.595. I think they do have 6.595 grain VMAX in factory. Oh yeah, so I think the 308. Yeah, it would be. You're right. So yeah, I think the 308 would be too. If you're going to use it for defense, though, I would load up these over the VMAX. 110 grain TAC XP. Yeah. I think you're getting shadow banned because this is the first notification I've gotten in a while. Probably. Hit that 40,000 subscriber mark, and they're like, nope, not him anymore. He's too pro-American. He's too pro-liberty. He's so conservative libertarian that he makes Trump look like a liberal. Yeah, yeah, they're probably they're probably shadow banning me. That's for sure. Thought about using those in 300 blackout for a hunting. Yeah, for a hunting application, that'd be great. Or for home defense, that'd be great. I know in 308 they penetrate about through a pork shoulder and go into the second water jug, and all you find is the base of the bullet. And that's a lot more than you're going to find in a 110 VMAX. So, praying Mr. T gets back in charge. Hell no. Jeez. Absolutely not. All right. I mean, he attacked the Second Amendment just as much as Biden has. With all of his regulations and telling the ATF to ban this, and he said, I support red flag laws and stuff like that. I gotta go get diesel. Yeah, there you go. No, and then if you look at us financially, yeah, he was better for us, but no, he ran up the national debt 9.5 trillion from the time Obama left office to the time he left office. 9.5 trillion plus interest in the national debt. No, Trump is not a conservative. He is still a New York liberal Democrat. All right. He's not a conservative. He's just better. He's a New York Democrat from the 90s, which, weren't leftist like they are today. That's what it was. So, no, I am not voting for Trump. There's no way. He'd have to come out and apologize for not, for supporting red flag laws, and, he would have to apologize for running up the national debt, and he'd have to come out and say he's gonna veto every spending bill until they pass a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution. Then I will vote for him. If he apologizes for the absolute liberal shit that he did, then I'll vote for him. But no, Trump is not going to save America from Biden's policies. He might open up the oil pipeline. He might help get jobs back. But what's the difference between FTX and VMAX? FTX, I don't really know. Got a box over here. Let's look. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to finish crimping these. I'm down to my last 7 or 8 rounds here. And then my 308 full metal jacket portion of my project will be done. Give me a second here. I have no idea how Chooks 10mm Taurus is doing. I'm not buying a Taurus. Tauruses suck. So, oh, it's David Walker. Oh, what's up, Luminous Dave? Anybody that buys a Taurus for bear defense deserves to get eaten. Inch 3, 4.5 or 7.5. 9 to 10 inches is going to be best. You'll get almost the same velocity, maybe with 100 feet per second on supers, and you'll still have the subs very quiet. So not 10.5 is what you want on 300 blackout. I have no idea. 308 full metal jacket tumbles at all and meet like a 5.56. Trump is only the lesser of two evils. Yeah. Voting for Trump or voting for Biden is like, eating diarrhea or eating a turd. Either way, you're eating shit, So, either one of them, Trump said, take the guns first, due process second. If that's not a constitutional violation, I don't know what is. He should have been impeached for that statement right there of conspiracy to violate the Constitution. Yeah. He should have been impeached for that. Mostly planning on 220 grain subs. 7.5. 7.5, 8, 9, something like that. you'll be fine. All right, here. All right, so what's the difference between VMAX and FTX? Okay, so I got some Fiocchi right here loaded with 50 grain VMAX, and that's a polymer tip right there. Good BC from that polymer tip. And these are 73 grain FTXs. You can see it's a flat tip, and that is a rubber. That is kind of basically like their Lever Evolution for 223. So that would be the difference I'd see from here. So I'm going to be doing best home defense ammo, so that is what it is. I mostly agree with your assessment on John. Is he better than Biden? Yes, but in the same way that eating a turd is better than eating diarrhea. So, what's up, Garage Guy 879? Gonna go pretty soon at my old employment. Oh, gonna go pretty soon at my old employment. What does that mean? Your job is about to change? On impact, it's possible to tip dip. Its rear part comes around and tumble. What I'm saying, yeah, possible. Especially if you hit an angle or hit bone. What's up, Red Team 98? How you doing? So, yeah. Yep, back to maintenance. Okay, have fun there. Well, it's an hour-long live stream. I got all my crimping done. So, if there are no more further, hello from North Pole. What's up, Red Team 98? Yeah. If there are no other things, no other questions or concerns, I am ready to go. It's an hour and 8 minutes worth of this, looking at me in a horrible screen with a horrible picture quality, just doing my thing here, talking to y'all while I'm crimping ammo. So I have gotten my 308 full metal jacket project done. So I'm going to look at some other stuff and reload those tonight too. So God bless. Take care. We'll see you at the range.